Good morning. It is July 1st, 8:50. It stormed last night. It was pretty intense. And I was up. I was up until 2, and I was up until 2 because kids are on summer vacation and they want to stay up late at night playing video game, making all kinds of noise. And I'm in my late 40s and I don't like noise late at night. Nighttime is for sleeping. Take your ass to bed. Like, oh my gosh, I felt myself. I feel bad about it this morning. I have to apologize to them later because I was pretty, angry last night. I didn't scream at them or anything, of course, but, I was very stern that they were making a lot of noise. They were downstairs playing a game. It was literally midnight, and they were downstairs making an awful lot of noise. And I texted my daughter first. See, I always try and talk to them nice. I asked nicely for them to please lower their tones and be quiet and to turn the air on because I had got a little hot. They ignored my text. And they continued to be loud and cackling and going on at midnight. Mind you, they woke me up out of my sleep. Don't ever poke a sleeping bear, okay? I lost it. I got up and I went down there and I was like, it is midnight. Go to bed. Why are you down here? Normally it's my boys, but they know better now. My boys know better than to be down there late at night making a lot of noise and commotion and everything. They know. So once upon a time, they were the ones. Now it's the girls. And, I told them to shut that crap off and go to bed, and they did. They didn't put up an argument or anything like that. So, but then when I got to my bed, I was up. I was awake until 2 a.m. Couldn't go back to sleep. And then it started to rain during the whole time. I could hear it. And, I think about 3:30, I started to fall asleep. And the rain and the thunder and the lightning just was crashing all morning. I couldn't even tell you what time my eyes finally closed because all I could hear was wind and rain. And oh my God, I just wanted to tear the world down. Have I become that angry old person? I hope not. Gosh, that's terrible. But, yeah, last night, all I wanted to do was sleep. All I wanted to do was sleep. However, we are up this morning. I got up at my eyes opened up at about 7-ish. And I've rolled around enough, and I think I'm ready to go to the gym now. What I'm going to do exactly, I don't know. I couldn't get into spin class this morning. I tried to, since I was up, I tried to wait to see if anyone would drop out of the class, but they didn't. And at around 3:30, almost 4 o'clock, I just gave up. Like I said, I fell asleep. So I missed that this morning. So we're going to go on our own merit and see what we can do. Yeah, we're going to see what we can do. I need to update you guys on something. I've said it in other videos, but I would just edit it out. I'm moving again. And all of this stuff, when I was up last night, all this stuff was running through my mind. I had so many thoughts last night. I really should have gotten up and wrote these things down. But I'm moving again, and at this point, I'm an expert in moving myself and my children. This will be the 4th time since 2016. And I always relate everything to when my ex-husband left us. So that house we were renting, and we moved out of it because the owners had decided that they wanted to sell it, offered to sell it to me. And I'm thinking to myself, how am I going to buy anything? I didn't have a job at the time when the whole commotion happened. And then I got a part-time job, and then eventually a full-time job. But I was in no position or state of mind to purchase a home at that moment. It's one of my regrets, in why I say, if you're in the process of, separating, you're sure you want to get a divorce, go ahead and do it right away, because then you have more space in your mind to make better decisions. I should have done it as soon, as I could have done it, even though I had to wait a whole year to have it officially done. Is what I now know, because I did go see an attorney to start the process, but he misled me in saying that he told me, because I was going over all the information and everything, he said, well, you can't get a divorce right now anyway. You have kids, you have to wait a whole year. But that doesn't mean that you can't start the process. You absolutely can start the process, so that you don't forget things and you get your ducks in a row in order. But, I was in such an emotional state that I wasn't thinking like that. I barely had a job. When I went to see him, actually, I only had a part-time job. So I had very little funds. And I knew that, lawyers, you have to pay them retainer, and you have to pay them, ever so often. All of this stuff is running through my mind. At the same time, I'm thinking about, where am I going to live? What am I going to do with me and my kids? Just all of these things, everything fell on me. So I had to think fast. So, yeah. And plus, the place that we were renting at the time was $2,000 a month. And even if I had the $2,000, which I did, I was not about to continue to give to them. I did stay there a little while longer until I found the next place that we moved to. So again, I moved myself and my kids from that first home to the second home. And then the second home, after, because this happened during COVID and all that kind of thing. After COVID kind of settled down, they decided that they wanted to sell their home as well. And I, asked them to graciously extend me, time so that I could get things, because I wasn't expecting it. It was in a really nice area, though the place was really small. It was enough. It was okay. I wasn't, too worried. And I wanted to and I'm always keeping my kids in mind when I move. I wanted to try and keep them in the same area so that they could go to the same school, so that they could have some normalcy, is what my attempt was. However, I couldn't find a place in the second home's area that was reasonably priced. And I ended up moving on the other side of town. So this is the third place that we stayed in. This one is more towards, like, if you're from Virginia, like the more Chesapeake, Norfolk area, what have you, going in that direction. So, and the difference between that place was it was much more expensive. However, it was more space, in which we really needed. The boys each had their own room, and the girls had a much larger space, and my space was larger. That was the only great thing about that place. However, it came with a lot of problems. That place came with a lot of problems, and we were only there a year. And again, I tried to find something in the area so that they could stay at the same school. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. Although the next place, which would be this place, that we moved to was like 5 minutes away from the other place, which put them in another school zone in which, you know, you can be in any school zone and you can apply to have your kids stay at a school zone, but then you will be responsible for transportation. Unfortunately, at the time, my job did not allow me, in the times in which the girls would go to school, didn't allow me time where I could take them to school and drop them off and then pick them up in the afternoon. So that wasn't going to work. So again, they had to change schools. And it's one of the things that, you know, really gets to me and chokes me up, that my children have been affected in such a way by all of these things that have been happening and going on because of the choices that one makes. So, but my kids were real good about it. It would take some time and they would adjust. So now they've been here in this school zone, going to this school, to the academy. They've been going for 2 years and they really want to stay. So my intention now that we have to move, because again, and this is their right, they're the owners and they want to sell their home. They did offer it to me, in which, you know, if I had the money, I absolutely would have attempted to purchase this home, because I've been here 2 years and I know everything about this place. All the good things, all the bad things, all the things that need to be worked on and looked at or what have you, would have been a good buy. However, because of, you know, lawyers, having to purchase a brand new vehicle, like, I had to spend a lot of what I felt like was unnecessary money, but necessary. I saved that money, and that money had to be used, you know, for those things, just so I could get my life back. I'm just saying like that, just so I could get my life back. And for that reason, it's okay. It sucked, yes, but I had to do it in order to get my life back, to get control of my life, to take my life out of another person's hands where it'd been for so long. So I'm not able to purchase the home because I don't have the money that I would like to have, you know, in a situation like that. It would have been my first time purchasing a home, but, you know, I also look at it as, this is like, because the second house that I moved into, those owners also offered for me to purchase their home, but I couldn't at the time because I was still married. It could potentially become something in a divorce that I didn't want to have to deal with. And, you know, and I really wasn't in the right state of mind. So, you know, again, wish I had got it done, taken care of a long time ago, immediately. So whatever. But again, like I say, I think that is just God's way of letting me know that it's coming. It's coming. He keeps showing me, but that's not it for you. That's not it for you. I got what's for you. I will continue to pray, trust, and believe, because he has always provided. Always provided. Even when I had doubts of my own, he has not failed me. And that's why I say he will never fail you. Have faith, trust, and believe. Put in the work and it'll happen. So, yeah, we're moving. If you haven't deduced that already by, you know, boxes and clothes and things everywhere. Like I say, I would put it in the video, but then I would kind of edit it out because I wasn't sure when I really wanted to let you all know that. This time, however, I don't think I'm going to rent a home. Might be looking at apartments, because there's less of a chance of us being put out, first of all, but no one's going to be selling an apartment, so I don't have to worry about that. I want to give my kids the, you know, the opportunity, the gift of being in one place for a significant amount of time, so that they can, my girls have about 3 more years of high school. And, you know, I feel like that's an important time in a child's life, you know, when they're becoming a teenager and they're learning, you know, kind of the ways of how the world works and being an adult and things like that. I know for myself as a child, moving all the time just really stirred me up. I mean, I would adjust, you know, after a while. It's just like another thing that's happening again, but it definitely stirred me up. And it's just, it wasn't good. And I don't, you know, I don't think that's something that kids should have to deal with if it can be helped. So, like I say, I'm gonna do my best to find something here in the area that we currently live in. A nice apartment with some nice amenities and things like that. The only thing is, it costs a lot. It costs as much, if not more, of course, with the pools and the playgrounds and all that kind of stuff, as living in, you know, a townhome or something like that. You just got to pay the price. And it's actually more than what a mortgage would be. I guess that's what hurts my mental the most, is that I know it's more than what most people would pay for their mortgage. And it's crazy. But I've been talking my head off now for about 16 minutes. I'm going to put my shoes on and head out, and I'll pick you guys up maybe in the car or once I get to the gym or something like that, to get my day started. Because there's other stuff that I need to tell you guys that I haven't updated you on. When the opportunity is right and it comes, then I'll definitely do that as well. Because although I'm on YouTube and I'm telling you guys things, some things you should always keep for yourself, is what I have learned over the years. You can overshare. It's okay to overshare if you like, but you also should keep some things for yourself, and, you know, only share when you're ready. And it's good things. It's good things. So don't worry. You guys will know. You guys will know. But yeah, let me get on out of here, and I'll catch you guys up in a little bit. All right.